Ever thought about living in Sweden? Today we're embarking on a journey to the heart of Scandinavia, exploring the ins and outs of surviving in Sweden as a foreigner, from understanding the culture, navigating the language, finding a home, to making your way in the job market. We'll also delve into embracing the Swedish lifestyle and dealing with the weather. So, are you ready to explore the Swedish way of life? Then let's dive in. The first step to surviving in Sweden is understanding the culture. Picture this: a society woven with threads of egalitarianism, underpinned by a deep respect for nature, and held together by a shared love for simplicity and functionality. That's Swedish culture for you in a nutshell. At the heart of Swedish social norms is the concept of lagom, which loosely translates to just the right amount. It's a principle that permeates every aspect of Swedish life, from work-life balance to the way they socialize, eat, and even decorate their homes. Swedes also place a high value on punctuality. Whether it's a business meeting or a casual get-together, adhering to the set time is seen as a mark of respect. Don't be surprised if your Swedish friends arrive right on the dot for a dinner party. Another key aspect of the Swedish culture is allemansrätten, or every man's right. This unique law allows everyone to roam freely in nature, pick berries, and even camp overnight in the woods as long as they don't disturb or destroy the environment. It's a testament to Swedes' profound love for nature and their commitment to preserving it. Now let's talk about fika, a tradition so deeply ingrained in Swedish society that it's almost considered a social institution. It's essentially a coffee break, usually accompanied by pastries, but it's more than just that. Fika is a time to take a pause from the hustle and bustle, connect with others, and savor life's small moments. Respect for privacy is also paramount in Sweden. Swedes are typically reserved and value their personal space. So, while they may not strike up a conversation with strangers, they are warm and friendly once you get to know them. Last but not least, Sweden is a country of festivals. From midsummer, the most celebrated holiday after Christmas, to the crayfish parties in August. These traditions are an integral part of Swedish culture, offering a glimpse into their rich heritage and communal spirit. Remember, understanding the culture is key to feeling at home in Sweden. Speaking of feeling at home, let's talk about the Swedish language. It's a beautiful language with a melodic rhythm that's as captivating as the Northern Lights themselves. But let's not sugarcoat things here. Swedish can be a challenge to learn. It's a North Germanic language, much like Danish and Norwegian. And if you're not familiar with this family of languages, it can be a tough nut to crack. But why should you bother learning Swedish when so many Swedes speak English, you ask? Well, it's simple. Learning the language of the place you're in isn't just about being able to order a cup of coffee or ask for directions. It's about immersing yourself in the culture, connecting with the locals, and making your foreign land feel more like home. Don't let the difficulty of the language put you off, though. There are plenty of resources available for those brave souls ready to tackle Swedish. You'll find language schools offering intensive courses, online platforms with interactive lessons, and even language exchange groups where you can practice your Swedish with locals. And if the thought of learning Swedish still seems daunting, remember, every journey starts with a single step. Begin with basic phrases like "hedges" for hello, "tack" for thank you, and "ursäkta mig" for excuse me. You'll be surprised how far these simple words can get you in daily life. Even if you stumble and falter, don't let it deter you. Swedes generally appreciate the effort and will be more than willing to help you out, often switching to English to make things easier for you. But don't use this as a crutch. Keep trying, keep learning, because the more Swedish you speak, the more you'll understand the people and the culture. While many Swedes speak English, learning Swedish will help you integrate and connect with locals. It's a small investment of your time that will pay dividends in creating a richer, more authentic Swedish experience. So why not take the plunge and start your Swedish language journey today? You've got nothing to lose and a whole new world to gain. Now that we've covered language, let's discuss housing. Sweden offers a variety of housing options, from traditional apartments in bustling cities to quaint cottages in the serene countryside. But as with any place, finding the right home can be a bit of a challenge. Let's delve into the ins and outs of the Swedish housing market. The first thing you should know is that there's a formal process for renting apartments in Sweden. You typically need to register with a housing agency, or queue, and this process can take anywhere from a few months to a few years, depending on the city and the popularity of the area. So, if you're planning on moving to Sweden, it's a good idea to get on these lists as early as possible. Next, let's talk about costs. In larger cities like Stockholm or Gothenburg, expect to pay a premium for apartments. A single-bedroom apartment in the city center can cost around $1,000 per month, while a similar apartment in the suburbs could be half as much. Of course, these are average prices and can vary greatly depending on the specific location and the condition of the apartment. Now, if you're looking for tips to find a place to live, networking is key. Many apartments are rented through word of mouth, so make sure to let your contacts know you're looking for a place. Online platforms are also handy. Websites like Blocket or Bostad Direct are popular among locals and foreigners alike for finding housing options. Bear in mind that most apartments in Sweden are unfurnished, so you'll need to factor in the cost of furniture and appliances in your budget. Also, don't forget to check what utilities are included in the rent. Heating, for instance, is usually included, but electricity and internet typically are not. Finding the right home is crucial, so take your time and choose wisely. Sweden's housing market may seem a bit daunting at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll find that it's just another part of the exciting adventure that is living in this beautiful country. Of course, to afford a home, you'll need a job, so let's navigate the Swedish job market. In Sweden, the job market is as diverse as it is competitive. From tech startups to traditional industries, there's a place for every skill set. The most in-demand jobs range from software developers and civil engineers to nurses and teachers. So, whether you're a tech guru or a healthcare professional, opportunities abound. Now, on to the process of applying for jobs in Sweden. It's pretty streamlined. Most companies prefer online applications, often through their company website or job portals. Don't be surprised if you're asked to submit a Swedish CV, even if you're applying for an English-speaking role. The Swedish CV typically includes your personal details, education, work experience, and a personal letter. This is your chance to shine, to show your potential employer who you are beyond your qualifications. Once your application is in, there's the interview to prepare for. Swedish job interviews are usually quite relaxed and informal. The focus is often on your personality and how well you'd fit into the team, so be yourself and let your personality shine through. Now let's talk about the work culture. Swedes value work-life balance. This means flexible working hours, generous vacation policies, and a focus on family life. You'll also find the office environment to be casual and egalitarian. Titles are rarely used, and everyone from the CEO to the intern is expected to make coffee. But it's not all rosy. The job market is competitive. While there's a high demand for certain professions, you'll still need to stand out from the crowd. Network, learn the language, and adapt to the Swedish work culture. These will give you a competitive edge. And here's a little secret. Swedes love their fika, a coffee break that's more about socializing than caffeine. It's a great way to build relationships at work, so embrace the fika culture. Remember, the Swedish job market is competitive, so bring your A game. You've got the job, the home, and the language skills. Now it's time to embrace the Swedish lifestyle. The Swedish lifestyle is a unique blend of simplicity, sustainability, and a genuine love for the outdoors. In Sweden, there's a saying, "There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes." This phrase encapsulates their deep-rooted passion for the outdoors, come rain or shine. Swedes regularly engage in outdoor activities such as hiking, biking, and camping, with a particular fondness for the allemansrätten, or every man's right to roam freely in nature. Living the Swedish lifestyle also means embracing fika, a cultural institution that goes beyond a simple coffee break. It's a moment to slow down, enjoy a cup of coffee or tea, often with a sweet treat, and appreciate the company of friends or colleagues. It's a daily ritual that is deeply woven into the fabric of Swedish society, promoting relaxation and camaraderie. Food is another integral part of the Swedish lifestyle. From the iconic Swedish meatballs to the smorgasbord, a buffet-style meal featuring an array of hot and cold dishes, Swedish cuisine is a delightful exploration of flavors. And let's not forget about the kraftskiva or crayfish parties held in August, where Swedes gather to enjoy crayfish, wear funny hats, and sing songs under the moonlight. Social life in Sweden may appear reserved at first glance, but it's all about quality over quantity. Swedes value their personal space and respect others' privacy, but when you're invited into a Swede's home, it's a sign of genuine friendship. They appreciate meaningful conversations over small talk, creating deep and lasting bonds. And then there's lagom, the art of balanced living. Not too little, not too much, but just right. This concept is the guiding principle in many Swedes' lives, influencing everything from work-life balance, environmental consciousness, to their minimalist yet functional design aesthetics. Embracing the Swedish lifestyle is about appreciating simplicity, nurturing relationships, and respecting nature. It's about finding balance in all aspects of life. As you integrate these values into your daily routine, you'll find yourself not just surviving but thriving in Sweden. Embrace the lifestyle, and you'll soon feel like a true Swede. Finally, let's discuss the elephant in the room, the Swedish weather. It's no secret that Sweden is known for its cold, snowy winters. From late December to early March, temperatures can drop below freezing. And in the northern parts, you can expect a thick white blanket of snow, but don't let this deter you. The Swedes have a saying, "Det finns inget dåligt väder, bara dåliga kläder." In English, this translates to, "There's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes." This is a mantra the Swedes live by, and it's a good one to adopt if you're planning to stay in Sweden. Invest in a good quality winter coat, thermal layers, and insulated boots. Don't forget the accessories either. A warm hat, gloves, and a scarf are essential to combat the icy winds. Remember, it's all about layering. The cold will be a lot more manageable if you're dressed appropriately. On the other side of the coin, you have the Swedish summers. From June to August, the days are long and warm, sometimes reaching up to 25 degrees Celsius. It's a stark contrast to the winter months, but it's one that's welcomed with open arms. The Swedes come alive in the summer. They embrace the outdoors, spending their days sunbathing by the lakes, hiking in the forests, or simply enjoying a fika or a coffee and cake break in the sunshine. The change in weather is a beautiful cycle to witness. Each season brings with it a unique charm. The deep hues of autumn, the pristine white of winter, the fresh bloom of spring, and the radiant sunshine of summer. It's a constant reminder of the passing of time and the beauty of nature. So, while the Swedish weather may seem daunting at first, it's all about perspective. Embrace the cold, dress warmly, and make the most of the snowy landscape. When summer comes around, soak up the sun and enjoy the outdoors. It's a balance, a rhythm of life that you'll soon get accustomed to. Remember, there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad clothes. So, that's it. Your guide to surviving in Sweden as a foreigner. We've journeyed through the heart of Swedish culture, tackled the language barrier, explored housing options, navigated the job market, embraced the unique Swedish lifestyle, and braved the weather. If you've enjoyed this virtual tour of Sweden and are intrigued enough to consider it for your next adventure, why not give this video a thumbs up? Your likes are the compass that guides us in creating content that you love. And if you're already a part of our travel-loving community, thank you. You are the wind beneath our wings. If you're new here and you found value in this video, consider joining the family. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to ensure you never miss out on a new destination.